Right, good morning everyone. So dahmakan is a food delivery startup, a vertically integrated food delivery startup. So I will talk even more about food right before lunch. I hope you bear with me. So first I will share a bit more about the company. Why did we start dahmakan? How does it work? And then after that, by looking at the food delivery history, to give you a glimpse of what the future of eating can be like. Now we started dahmakan really to solve our own problem. So we are 3 co-founders. One worked a lot in investment banking, another one in strategy consulting, another one in software development. And what combined us was that we all had the same issue every day. The big question, what to eat when you're busy. So typically the choice was either, I go get something quick, something cheap, something that makes you feel terrible after eating, or you spend a lot of time, spend a lot of money, a lot of effort to get high quality meals where we said there has to be something better. So first we thought it's a very personal problem maybe, and maybe that of our crazy colleagues, but then we stumbled upon a website called saddesklunch.com. And on this website, people basically very diligently document their sad desk lunches. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's one of the nice pictures there. I don't know what it is exactly. It looks like some noodles with like some grilled corn or something like that. Another one, some sort of curry, microwaved. I'm sure, if you eat this, you fall asleep afterwards. And my personal favorite. So I think you can, you can call the name, maybe it's the Pretzel Sandwich or something like that. Yeah, very interesting invention for lunch. So we did some more research and realized there are much more people who have this problem. So after looking a bit into different reports, we figured out, okay, there are actually in a city like Kuala Lumpur, there are over 1 million takeout meals sold every day, right? So 1 million takeout meals, which means people go downstairs, they drive through the traffic, walk through the heat, queue up at a restaurant, wait for the food to be ready, take the food, go back to their office or go home and eat there the food. Again, not a great experience in most cases. Often the price you're paying is not really reflecting the value that you're getting. Where we said, okay, technology has changed so much, let's build something better. And that was where dahmakan came to life, where now you can basically push a button on your smartphone or on the website, and we deliver to you high-quality meals at a price point that is comparable, or in many cases even significantly cheaper than what you could get outside. Plus, it's free delivery and no minimum order. So here's how it works. As a customer, you can open the app. We have 30 different items every day. 8 of them are main dishes that change daily. You can pre-order up to 2 weeks ahead and really plan out your busy work week. For those of us who are maybe less organized, particularly apparently the man, that what our data shows there, you can still order on demand, so 45 minutes prior to a delivery. It's free delivery, no minimum order. Now to give you some overview about the business, so we are now serving several thousand people every day in Malaysia and in Thailand. You can see from the graph exponential order growth. We have now delivered more than over 1 million orders already. And I think it was mentioned before, so we were the first Malaysian startup to ever be funded by Y Combinator. And Y Combinator, of course, is the Silicon Valley-based startup program where companies such as Airbnb, Dropbox, Reddit, Coinbase, and a ton of other tech unicorns really got founded and funded. So while seeing all this growth, again, what we didn't realize we're not just solving a kind of a contemporary problem, but we're actually part of a much bigger mega trend that has been happening since the last decades. So UBS actually published a report last week that showed, or in which they predict that the home kitchen might be dead by 2030. Right, so you can see 80 years ago, the share of consumed meals that were not cooked at home were between 10 to 20%. Now this has grown pretty steeply to now over 50% of the meals that we eat every day are not cooked at home. And personally, that doesn't surprise me if I think about my own behavior. So what we see is there's a much bigger trend where people outsource their meal production, right, to a third party. And of course, there are other industries, other consumer verticals where that has happened already before, right? If you think about the furniture industry, 100 years back, we used to make our own furniture. If you think about the fashion industry, all of our clothes, we used to make them ourselves. Of course, nowadays no one does that anymore unless it's some interesting hobby or just some leisure activity. So in order to see kind of where really the trend is going towards to, we looked at the history of food delivery. And food delivery is basically kind of the existing industry that is serving part of this convenient food demand, right? Again, we are focusing on takeout markets, so it's a bit of a separation there. So, of course, in terms of food delivery, I mean, there have been food delivery systems around for hundreds or even thousands of years. If you think about the Dabawala system in India, right, insanely sophisticated supply chain that no one really seems to understand how it works, but it works, where people get food delivered every day. But all of us still, we probably remember the time where you had like a paper menu, right? You're like hungry, you're looking for it, to find the phone number to call up your pizzeria and order pizza. So that was really, here what you see on the left side. Of course, with the rise of the internet, there have been web directories where you could find those phone numbers. There have been marketplaces where you can actually place the order online. And most recently, also a lot of these marketplaces have started to incorporate the logistics part in order to offer more than just pizza, which is the biggest food delivery food category. Now at dahmakan, we said, okay, this is amazing. Yeah? It's like ordering got simpler. In many cases, the experience got better. Instead of waiting for like 2 hours, you can get your food in 1 hour. But fundamentally, the product hasn't really changed. Right? It's the same food. And in many cases, it hasn't gotten more affordable. In fact, you could argue it got more expensive. You have now delivery fees, you have minimum orders, you have service fees, you have markups from marketplaces on top of the restaurant prices in order to make the margins work. So in order to really bridge the gap and make food delivery an everyday product, we need to rethink the business model. So that's where dahmakan came to birth, where we are vertically integrated food delivery service. So what that means is really we have our own production kitchen in-house, our own chefs, and we also do the delivery ourselves. And this combination allows us to do some pretty cool stuff. First, we can really change the cost structure. So if you think about restaurants, traditional restaurants, huge part is rent. It's all about location, location, location. You want to be in the prime location to get the most customers. So this means typically restaurants spend 10%, many up to 20% of their revenue goes to cover rent. Right? And what that means really as a customer, if you think about this, you pay like 20% of the price that you're paying in a restaurant is just used to cover the rent instead of like going into ingredients or into really the labor, right? For us, our kitchen can be literally anywhere, so we can be next to a highway where no one else would want to put their retail outlet. So therefore, our rent cost is less than 1%. Of course, also in terms of food production, we can fundamentally produce the food differently. So we can use a lot of automation, technology, and a very different operating system that allows us to have 1/6 of the production cost of traditional F&B. Companies such as restaurants, etc. Lastly, of course, also in terms of delivery, we built our own delivery system, last mile delivery technology, to be able to deliver much more efficiently. And with this, we can do 4 to 5 times as many deliveries per hour than any traditional food delivery service or any marketplace. Again, we can get basically the delivery cost down to 1/4, where we can then offer free delivery and no minimum order to customers. So that's all on the cost side, right? But what I'm personally most excited about is also that we can change the product itself, right? We have a ton of data. It's e-commerce, so whenever a customer orders, we get feedback in terms of the overall experience, in terms of every single item that a customer has ordered, and we can use all of this data to make just a better food delivery product. So we have a team of ex-Nestle guys, some extremely experienced chefs, yeah, also someone from the Hilton. I hope we didn't poach here anyone from the Hilton. And yeah, that allows us really to just make it more affordable and make a better food product in itself. Now coming back to the example with furniture and the fashion industry, is what we have seen in both of these industries. There have been companies that very much completely reshaped the industry by having a different business model. And if you think about furniture, IKEA comes to mind, right? IKEA has basically democratized design furniture. So no matter if you're in the US, if you're in China, if you're in Europe, you can buy now design furniture, so that comes at an affordable price tag. And IKEA has achieved to do this by changing the supply chain and by building a platform that allows to get the best designers in the world to use that platform to make design furniture accessible for everyone. Now the same thing happened in fashion, right? Inditex, Zara, and all of the sub-brands, they use a fundamentally different supply chain powered by a lot of data to be faster, right? Be faster at the consumer, and also again make it more affordable, and in this way really democratize designer fashion for the mass market. So with dahmakan, that's kind of exactly the footsteps we are following. So we aspire no less to change food delivery and to democratize food delivery to provide a better eating experience in the future. So thank you so much, and yeah, wish you a great conference.